Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yes, this is Randall McKissack, lifelong Browns fan, frequent caller. My question is regarding Deshaun Watson's mental state. Those last 6 games, he just didn't seem to have everything together. I don't know if it's rust or timing, but I'm wondering, is he traumatized from what he had to go through? Is that still having a lingering effect? Do you think once he gets through the final trial in March, that once he gets that behind him, can he now focus on football? Do you think he'll play better? You just feel a little not really totally together when you got something like that hanging over you. I like to hear you guys' thoughts. Thanks. Bye.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Scott, I don't know about you. I think it was more just new system, new teammates, didn't play in, 700 some days. I'm sure, I don't know, traumatized, but I think it's more a factor of new system, hadn't ever done it at game speed before, and two-year layoff.
Well, that's certainly what the Browns needed to be, Dave, right? They needed to be about football and him getting past the time away from the game and not being at full speed. But I think the caller, it's a really interesting point. I struggle with how to talk about it. Was he traumatized when, by most accounts, he was the one doing the traumatizing, right? Having said that, I do think it's reasonable to think that it took some kind of toll on him. And it, if not distracted him, at least affected him, right? There's a lot to process there from people saying a lot of bad stuff about you, from having to go to depositions. And, he spent a lot of time with that over the previous year, up until and including the suspension. So I think that's a real thing. And when I think about his long-term kind of prognosis with the Browns, I think the key is for him to get past it mentally, because I think physically he's got all the tools. I don't think those went anywhere. So I would expect him to get back to the player he was with Houston. If he doesn't, then I think you can point to the off the field stuff.
Oh, if he doesn't, it's gonna be a long couple of years for the Cleveland Browns.